Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now in today's video I am going to be talking about a topic which always comes up when talking about football. It's on social media all the time, and that's, should you support your local football club? Now before I answer that question and have some sort of debate about that topic, can we drop a like on this video? Comment down below your thoughts about this topic. Should we support our local football club? Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and guys, if you would like to become a member of my channel, I will leave a link down below. You get exclusive perks if you become a member. So should you support your local football club? Now I'm going to give you guys my current situation so everyone gets some sort of background on how I'm going to answer this topic. So my current situation is I support Luton. Is Luton my local football club? No, it's not. However, Luton has been in my family for generations, and I have been supporting Luton since the age of 2. So despite not living in Luton, I've still been going to games throughout my life, buying the merchandise and supporting the football club. Now my local football team is MK Dons. So would I support my local football team? No. 100% no. I actually existed before MK Dons did. So there's no way I would ever support MK Dons Football Club, because they, for me, shouldn't be a football club, but also I've been supporting Luton before MK Dons actually existed. Now a lot of people in Milton Keynes actually are the same. They support multiple clubs from different areas because obviously they supported that club before MK Dons existed. However, I have a slight problem with certain people on what teams they choose to support. Now, there's a difference between support and being a fan. Now, being a supporter of a football club is watching the games, going to the games, buying the merchandise. Now, the word support is in supporter, so you are supporting the football club. However, if you are a fan of a football club, that just means you're following the football club and just watching the games on TV. That's not actually being a supporter. You know, that's nothing. That's not being a supporter, and you shouldn't be classing yourself as a Arsenal supporter or a Chelsea supporter if you're not actually supporting the club in any way. So for example, I'm a fan of Raheem Sterling, but I don't support him. I'm just a fan of him because he's a really good footballer. But I'm a Luton Town supporter because I support the club financially, and obviously I support the club by going to the games and obviously cheering on the team as well. Now in my generation, a lot of people just choose to support the top 6 teams in the Premier League, where they have no connection to those clubs. Their family don't support those clubs, and I think that's wrong. I don't understand the logic in that. I then believe you should support your local football club because you have no association with a club like that. So for example, there are multiple people around my area who support Manchester United. They've never been to a Man United game in their life. So how can you support Man United where you live 3 hours away but you're not actually supporting the football club? It makes no sense. And for those types of people out there, I do believe you should obviously be supporting your local football club. Now there's plenty of non-league teams around which obviously need support, which need fans to come through the gates. These types of football clubs are being left out because people are choosing to support a Premier League club. I understand you want to see some really good football. However, don't support a Premier League side when you've got no connection towards that Premier League side. Now I get it, some people may say, well, I've got no connection to a non-league team. However, that's your local club. You are brought up in an area where these are your local football clubs. Why are you not supporting them? If you like football, then it should make sense to support these football clubs. Now, people may say, Lewis, you're contradicting yourself because you're from Milton Keynes. You don't support the local non-league teams around Milton Keynes. Well, my family moved from the Luton area to Milton Keynes, so I can't help where I've been brought up, and I can't help that my family have had Luton in its generations. I can't help that. And that may be the case for a lot of other people as well, where they were brought up in Manchester and they've had to move to, I don't know, Sheffield, for example. I get that, it can happen, and I do appreciate you still supporting your team because of those types of reasons. But if you are choosing to support a football club because they're doing really well in the Premier League, for me that makes no sense, and you shouldn't be supporting that football club. It's just a real shame because there's a lot of local football teams which obviously struggle financially because they just do not get the support. which they should be getting from the local areas. Like, all these local areas are supporting the top clubs, and it makes no sense because you're just supporting the top clubs because they win stuff and they play attractive football, which I completely understand. However, you shouldn't really be doing that because you're not actually from the area. Like, the amount of people who I grew up with supporting Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, and they haven't even been to a game. For me, you can't call yourself a supporter. You're just a fan. I don't get families who have, obviously, multiple children. One supports Man United, the one supports Liverpool, the other one supports Tottenham. I don't get that. I think that's completely wrong, and unfortunately, that's the way the future is heading if people are choosing not to support their local football clubs. I just want to include one more thing which I think I forgot. If you live in an area which has multiple football clubs, then for me, why don't you just try out every club and see which club has the better connection for you? Like, I get it, like if you live in Sheffield, you've got Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, you've got other non-league teams in Sheffield which you can support. Same thing in Manchester, same thing in Liverpool, London especially. There's multiple teams in London. If you are from those types of big cities, then just try out every club. Go to a game and see which club has the better connection for you. That for me is the only way for you to actually have a real understanding of what it's actually like to support a football club, is by going to the games. So that's what I would recommend if you live in one of those big cities where there's a lot of clubs in the nearby area. I just want to point out, this is just my opinion, I'm not correct. I'm just giving you guys my views on this topic. And I just want to quickly mention as well, which I also forgot, if you live overseas, now if you live in a different country, obviously you're going to support your local club in whatever country you live in. Well, that's what I think you should be doing. But I do appreciate you supporting another football club overseas as well. And I do believe you can support more than one club, especially if you do live abroad as well. And that's the same for people who live in England as well. And I will make another video on this topic as well. Can you support two teams? That's something which I will make in the future. And if you guys want to see that, let me know down below. But I do think it's okay if you do live overseas to obviously support two clubs, as long as you are actually supporting two clubs by paying to watch the games, buying the merchandise. I don't see a problem with it. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it for this video. It's just a short video. I just wanted to express my views on this topic. Yes, I do believe you should support your local football club. However, if you're like me, where your family have moved from a certain location and you support a football club because of it's been within the family for generations, then that's fine. However, if you're that type of person who lives in an area where your football club is miles away, you don't go to the games, you're not actually supporting that football club, then why don't you just support your local football club? They need the finances, the football's not exactly terrible. Some teams play really good football. You just won't know until you've actually gone and watched them play. Obviously, they're not going to play like Manchester City or Liverpool, but they're going to play some football, and you may actually fall in love with that type of football and with the culture of the football club as well. It's very important to have that type of connection and that culture within that football club for you to enjoy and for you to love and for you to continuously support in that football club. And honestly, I'm telling you now, if a lot of fans who support Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, if you go to a non-league team week in, week out, I can probably guarantee that you will fall in love with that non-league team. You just understand the culture and love the environment so much. I feel like football fans need to give that a go and just try it out. Just try and enjoy going to a non-league game or going to support your local side, because there are some teams that are desperate for your support, especially in today's society now. With the pandemic impacting a lot of clubs, some teams are struggling massively even more. Even before the pandemic, teams were struggling. They are going to need people's support even more. And what a way to obviously support a non-league team or support your local club by actually going to the games rather than just staying at home and watching a game on TV. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video if you did. Let me know your thoughts about this topic down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Like I said, if you want to become a member, the link is down below. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media if you haven't done already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hold me close till I get up.